Welcome to Agents of Travel. This is our last episode of this season. We've got a special one, a very fun one. I mean, they're all special, but this one was really special. Part of it is because it was the first time we used our new audio equipment.
And it was the first to be recorded. Well, Jeremy was also in the same room, but yes. I think you can really tell the chemistry really sparks when we're all in the room together.
Yes. So we have with us this week Amanda Lehan-Canto. Woo! I work with her at Smosh, and she's just a delightful human being.
She really is. She's super infectious.
Yes. Her joy for life really comes through. I think a lot of people here know that she's on Smosh. She is a actor, comedian, voiceover artist. Oh, she does a show at UCB every third Wednesday of the month. Her mod team, which is called Tracksuit.
Let's dive right into it.
All right, take it away. Let's hear from Amanda. I don't know. We only did stand up for a little bit, but
Me too.
In general, yeah.
Everybody dabbles in stand up. Yeah. 4 months, that's pretty. Were you hitting mics a lot?
Yeah, and I was like, not for me.
Yeah.
I know. Well, it gets expensive too because I was doing the you pay $5 because I didn't want to be there 3 hours to do the lottery. And then I'd spend $30 a month sitting in an empty room talking to a man who hated women. Yeah. I was like, why am I doing
that?
This
Was my main thing is guys were like, and they were just, I could hear them talking their set out while they were watching me.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no point.
We had a friend who would always come with us, and she'd just abandon her material and just make fun of everybody in the room.
She would compulsively just roast people.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, especially if they weren't paying attention to her. And it was incredibly awesome.
I get cringed sometimes. I'm like, but that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. She absolutely bombed the whole time, but it was also incredible to watch.
I mean, I don't know. She was making us laugh.
Yeah, that's true.
Which two people in the audience laughing is for an open mic
is huge.
It's huge.
He's burying.
Our dog Danny's burying his bone
in the carpet.
He's gonna bury it. He's gonna dig a hole.
Yeah, he's gonna dig a hole in our carpet.
Watch out for him.
Mm-hmm. This is. I mean, I could talk about stand up and my dog. We can
talk about forever,
but I want to I just want to get something off my chest real quick.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, I am Garrett, but I have a secret identity.
What do you mean?
And so does Rachel.
Yeah, I'm sorry it wasn't forthcoming.
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys say that the moment I walked in?
It's bad spy practice.
Yeah, to right away say it.
You guys are spies?
Well, we're agents.
We're secret agents.
Secret agents.
Oh my God, you look like normal people.
Well, that's the goal.
That's why we're the best in the biz.
Well, we're not the best in the biz yet. We're working our way up.
This is true.
We gotta stay true to.
Wow.
So I am secret agent Pannenkoeken.
That's Dutch for pancake. And I am secret agent Sticky Toffee Pudding. By the way, we're secret agents for
Sticky Toffee Pudding for Sticky Toffee Pudding.
Yeah, that's Sticky Toffee Pudding for Sticky Toffee Pudding. It's a British dessert. We're secret agents for the National Travel and Tourism Office.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
those
have
are
a wing.
You guys?
Yeah.
We have a wing.
We've been we're competing for a promotion, and we have been tasked with lightly interrogating people to figure out what their dream trip would be.
Yeah, they've stressed upon us after a few times that we need to lightly interrogate.
Whoa. Well, I feel a little ambushed, but I feel okay.
Okay, good. You feel safe?
No, I feel safe because you guys seem very sweet, and you guys offered me, coffee and bread, and that was very nice. But it seems like that was all part of the tactic.
I mean, well, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing with when you live a double life. Yeah, you are there's nothing blurring. There's no distinction between what is real and what is fake.
Wow, you guys are incredible.
Thank you.
Wow.
So
I'm in a place of royalty of the travel department. This is amazing.
Well, I mean, we're trying to work our way up. We're not royalty in the travel department. We're trying to work our way up.
Yeah, we're kind of almost basically unpaid interns.
Yeah, basically.
Got
and
it.
that we don't make any money and that we're like...
But we don't want
bottom.
money anyway.
Yeah,
because it's like worth it.
Yeah, because travel, you don't need
we
money.
no.
Really?
No, not really.
Well, yeah.
Travel
you just
is-
need a passport.
You just need a passport and a plane ticket and a hotel and
a one-way
meals,
ticket.
And
a
money
one-way
for food.
Money for food.
Yeah, and you need money for food and money for accommodation, money for clothes. And that's it, really.
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty much
otherwise
it.
it's like
Otherwise-
pretty cheap and affordable.
Yeah, you don't need money.
So yeah, do you consent to letting us lightly interrogate you and then pitch a dream trip for you at the end?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, I consent.
Okay,
I
great.
love a light interrogation.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
great.
So I would say this is an enthusiastic consent.
Yes.
I am very excited because I also would love to be pitched a dream trip because my husband has his passport now.
Hey,
He's
congrats.
a U.S. citizen now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So let's fuck it up. Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's
All
fuck
right.
it up.
I wanna
just
know.
want to say real quick, we don't have the money to actually send you on this trip. This is a proposed dream trip that you
Oh.
may take at some point in the future.
Are you
Okay.
Great. Heard.
All right. So our first question for you is, what was the first trip that turned you on to travel where you were like, oh, wait, this is cool?
Okay, so this is a tough one for me because I was very lucky. My mom travels a lot. She's a cyclist, so she loves to travel. That was like her big thing.
Just like cycling trips?
Yeah,
She would do like
love
long.
like
Oh,
Croatia.
cool.
Like she
I've
did
always
this.
wanted to do
yeah,
that.
she did this one in Italy that involved a lot of food and a lot of wine and also a lot of cycling.
Well, that's great
That
because then you
sounds
cycle it
perfect.
all off. Yeah.
Exactly. So she's always been into travel ever since I was little. My first trip was Mexico when I was like 4 months old or something like that.
Wow.
So
You
she's
still remember the
I
tacos.
totally remember the tacos. The tacos were fire. But she was really into, as well as traveling, she was very into getting us scuba certified.
Oh.
When I was
Interesting.
young, and I have 3
Whoa.
sisters, and she was very into like, you need to learn how to swim and you need to scuba.
Why do you need to scuba?
That was
I
like-
kept needing to swim.
It was a big, for her, you can really discover a place when you go underwater and discover their reef. So that was a big part of her. So I would say
Yeah.
I really like got into traveling. I think when I was 14, we
Okay,
went.
so it still took a while.
It
Yeah.
took a little bit because I would say, because you're not allowed to get scuba certified until you're 13.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense.
so you
Yeah, that's-
didn't
yeah.
truly
Or
see
12.
You didn't truly
12.
see the world until you were 14.
So all my trips meant nothing.
Yeah. Well, because now I'm wondering, because I've seen London, but I've never been in the Thames. You know,
I think
there's
you're
so
okay
much
with
I'm
that
missing.
with London. But yeah, you are missing a lot,
Okay.
apparently, according to my mother.
Yes.
So we would go on these like really beautiful trips. But I remember when I was 14, I felt like I was like really integrated into the place. We went to Amberg's Cay in Belize. That was my first time there. And I remember really getting involved in the place because I was getting certified there.
Oh, cool.
So I had
Nice.
to like take the test. It took me 4 to 5 days, which sounds really short, but if you try to get certified on an island, it's so much shorter than like Massachusetts or like that. Like Massachusetts takes 3 weeks or something like that.
Why is
Whoa.
it just like?
A-
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
test dives and tests and written tests and
Was
all that
it
stuff.
hard? Like, were you like stressed out while it was
Yes.
happening? Okay.
Yes. I was 14 and I was
Yeah.
very scared.
Okay.
I was very scared.
Do you feel like if you had done it 3 weeks, a lot of the safety stuff would have, I don't know, been like built into
Probably.
you by the end of the 3 weeks?
Definitely
Better?
because my husband, he got certified like 3 years ago in Kauai, and he knows so much. And I was like, wow. When I was 14, I I knew that I could go 50 to 60 feet and be like, I'm
Yeah.
okay. No deeper than that.
Yeah.
Did your mom really push him to get certified, or was that
No,
you?
that was me.
Okay, so you inherited.
Yeah, I inherited
Yeah.
the push.
But
Oh yeah, I want to know, what about like that trip in particular? So you said you felt really integrated into
Yeah.
Yes.
the trip in a different way.
Yes, I felt very connected to the place.
Yeah.
Like I learned all about the beaches, the ocean that was nearby. Belize has an amazing coral reef, but also a lot of sandbars that are just like out. And I learned so much about the culture there that there was a lot of like fishing culture there. They would go to the sandbars and there was like massive stingrays and sharks, but like also amazing fish. So there was a big like fishing culture there. And also this part of Belize, they were very environmentally friendly. Like there was not a lot of cars. Everything was biking and walking. I don't quite remember the food as much.
Sure.
I will say my trips growing up weren't motivated by food. They were motivated by
Scuba.
Which I feel like you're alluding to
And
a
sights.
shift.
Yes.
Yeah, because my husband's obsessed with food. So things are changing.
Another
Okay.
thing I wanted to know is, I don't know your family history. Is your dad in the picture?
My dad is in the picture. My parents are divorced.
Okay.
My dad would travel a lot with my mom, but as we kind of became kids, he was very money conscious. And like, whereas my mom she'd rather spend money on a trip than like new furniture or new clothes.
Yeah.
That's the
Whereas
way to do it.
My
Yep.
dad was very like, she actually wanted to purchase property in Belize when we were there. It was a very special trip because not only did I get certified, my little sister got certified with me.
How
Damn.
old was she?
She was 12.
So to your
Okay,
mom, she had
okay.
truly, you
She
both
had-
had
she had
truly been
won.
born.
She had won. Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't born before that.
Yeah.
She literally, we were both certified. It was a very special trip for her because that was like, she felt like she was like, I am setting them up for success.
I love that, like, a lot of moms are like sending my kids to college or something, and your mom is just like, cool, they can see sharks now.
Yeah.
Literally. And so she wanted to buy property there. And it's not like she had a ton of money, but it was like just a special experience for her.
Yeah.
And my dad just wasn't down for it. And I think definitely like that caused a big riff in their relationship because my mom still travels a bunch to this day. And he's like, you know, I love my dad. We're super close, but
He's just
like,
more rooted,
He loves
kind of.
cruises.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Wow. When a scuba lady meets a cruise guy,
Things
it's just
get
hard.
They sit in the hot tub.
Yeah. One wants to be on top of the ocean.
Yeah.
One wants to be below the ocean.
One wants
Yeah.
to be safe in a hotel watching
Yeah.
TV.
That is
One
so
wants to be
hard.
climbing mountains. Yeah.
It's hard. A real odd couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're divorced. They have partners now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom has a partner who travels with her, and he has a partner who cruises with him.
I feel like similarly, my parents got divorced when I was 18.
Me too.
And then
18.
Hey, join the club. But it was like also both of my parents found people who actually suited their lifestyles way
Yes. Yes. And I'm very glad that they did that.
more. I know, because at the time I was like, this sucks. I hate that this is happening. And then now I'm like, wow, like they're honestly both so much better off.
So much better off. And therefore, I'm better off because I get to have an experience with both of them separately. But it won't be scuba. My dad does not scuba, as you can imagine. It
Yeah.
hurts his ears.
Oh, that's
Oh.
tough.
Which is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fluid in your ears is like, the more I learn about it as I get
Yeah.
older, it feels like it's almost like a magical malady or something. Because
Yeah.
for some people, it's like very debilitating.
They can't do it.
I don't think I could scuba. My ears are very sensitive.
Well, mine were too.
And
And
then you just pounded them.
Oh yeah,
the pressure.
I just pushed. No,
Yeah.
no, mine was too, but I learned different breathing techniques,
Oh.
and
That's
there
cool.
are ways to get past it with in scuba. Like there's a lot of like clearing your ears and stuff like that.
That's
do
really
that.
cool.
Oh.
If you have
Okay.
asthma though, it's a no.
Okay, I don't think I have asthma.
Then you might be okay
So
if you care about it.
You could be a scuba.
I personally have never seen The Appeal.
I'm afraid of the ocean.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the ocean. I
I
have lassophobia.
Huh?
Thalassophobia? Thalassophobia.
What's thalassophobia?
Fear of dark water?
Oh,
yeah, me
Fear
too.
of like the deep ocean?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh, so you're facing that fear when you,
Yeah.
have you gone? Because we have friends up in Portland who will scuba off the Oregon coast. They're filmmakers and they do nature stuff.
Cold.
And it's like
They have thick wetsuits.
thick wetsuits, and it's like dark. It's really dark in there, and then they
Murky.
barely any see anything. But the stuff when they on the occasion they do see something that's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever done? Is it just clear water that you do, or
No. I've done. I mean, my mom is. My next step is to do a night dive. Obviously, she's dying for me to do that. Which
do you go down with
Yeah,
like a
that's-
flashlight?
you literally, I am terrified. But my older sister is also certified, and she's wild. Like, she's
Yeah.
done so many night dives. You see so much. You see octopus. You see
Yeah.
seahorses. But
Ooh.
you just go down with one flashlight.
I struggled to swim in my grandparents' pool at night as a kid.
I get
Yeah,
it was
that is scary
scary.
though, because I'm worried about monsters. But what's delightful about hearing about the kind of like girlies who come out at night are it's all the cool
It's all
ones
the
who I'm
cool
like
ones.
not really afraid of.
Yeah, the thing is, there's not going to be like a shark coming up to be like, who has this light on? And I have scuba dived with sharks, and truly, they're just
They don't really care.
no, they don't care, and they might bump you just to be like, what's up? But they're
Yeah.
not like. It's not Jaws stuff going on. It's when you're on top. It's actually when
Yeah.
you're snorkeling that you should be more fearful, because if you're snorkeling with a wetsuit,
They're like seal.
you look like a seal.
Yeah.
But if you're down there just
Fair.
chilling,
They're like a seal would never come down.
yeah,
here.
they're like, oh, you're
well, yeah,
fine.
and you probably you have a tank on, so there's probably it's
You have
hard.
a tank. You're with
You
a
know, you look-
buddy. You're with a whole group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Belize trip, this was
This Belize trip was
turned you
really
on
when
to-
I was like,
yeah.
whoa. I think it was because, my mom is obviously such a big influence in my life, and I grew up very tough love. Like, it was like, I'm scared of that. She's like, great. Tomorrow we will face that. She still does it to this day.
Yeah.
Like, I hate steam rooms.
oh, because it's hard to breathe.
It's hard to breathe. And
Yeah.
4 months
Yeah.
ago, we went to a spa, and she went, we're going in the steam room. And I'm like, you're still doing this.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
Is there anything she's really
Yeah, I
afraid
know.
of?
Hurting her legs that she can't move anymore.
Okay, great.
Okay, we're doing
She was
this.
very
We're hurting
afraid
your
of.
leg.
She had to get like hip surgery, and she was terrified. She does not want to be like.
Immobilized.
Debilitated.
Yeah.
I get
That's
that.
really all she's really afraid of. Car accidents.
Yeah.
Well, I get-
okay,
yeah,
so
I
you
get that,
can't be
especially-
like,
yeah.
Mom, we're gonna try it.
Mom,
Yeah.
we're gonna face your fear and get in a car accident.
Yeah.
Step on the gas. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belize.
Okay, so that's your first one.
Formative trip.
Formative trip. That's the one that really got me being like, travel.
So what about your best trip? Tell us a story from or just the general vibe of your best trip you've ever been on.
Ooh.
Or it doesn't have to be the best one you've ever been on. It could be a few, or like one that's up there. Or
Well, I feel very fortunate. I feel like I really love traveling, and I definitely took that page out of my mom's book of like, don't spend money on clothes and furniture, spend it on travel. But I would say the best trip that was extremely meaningful and like was like, whoa. My family, the origin of my family is the Azores in Portugal. Which are just 7 volcanic archipelago
Yeah.
islands in the middle of the
Yeah.
ocean.
yeah.
And I knew that we were from the Azores because I'm from Massachusetts, and a lot of people don't realize that is 90% Azorean Portuguese people.
Whoa.
Really?
I didn't
Fall
know that.
River. Yeah, like a lot of these soups, these like New England soups, like these clam stews or linguiça or quahog or
whoa.
a lot of food in New England is connected to Azorean Portuguese food.
Whoa.
I can see that now. Yeah.
Because the Azores, they have cows, but they don't have a lot of
Yeah, space for the
meat.
cows.
They don't have a lot of meat. So they learned how to simmer and stew soups with fish,
Yeah.
which
Cool.
is a huge New England
Yeah.
thing. So there's tons of Azorean Portuguese people, everywhere.
Whoa.
Mainly in like Fall River, but Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
If you go there, you'll be like, oh, Portuguese clams, Azorean clams, or whatever.
And then you put it in a bread bowl, and it's like the Irish Portuguese.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is pretty much Massachusetts. That's what I am. I'm half Irish, half
really?
Azorean.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're a true Mass.
They love each
Okay,
other.
so you went to the Azores.
So I went to the Azores. I went to San Miguel, where I still have a great uncle there. It's where my family's from. We have like roots there.
Yeah.
And my mom decided to take us all there. This is before I met my husband. So this was like 8.5 years ago. Actually, I met him at karaoke and turned him down and then went on this trip. So I was thinking about him.
So this is your favorite trip because it was like your victory tour of totally owning him.
Yeah, I was like, nah. But it was really cool because I'm obsessed with like my roots. I want to know where I'm from. I want to know the food that's connected to me. Like as a kid, like I had my grandmother go through every person in her family. So we got to the Azores and I was like, whoa, it felt very me because it's very tropical, right? It's like very tropical. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am the tallest person on that island. I don't see versions of myself, but I see that people look like me and the vibe is very similar to me. It's not like European countries. They don't do siestas. They actually work so hard. They work all day long, but they're outside. It's super family oriented.
Yeah.
It's very Catholic, which I grew up very Catholic.
Me too.
It's very Catholic, which is like hard, but that means Sundays are for Catholic.
Yeah, there's nothing
is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was so beautiful to go there. And I was with all my sisters.
How many sisters?
And
you
my
have?
mom. I have 3, so there's 4 of us
and
all
you
together.
guys,
Wow.
are you guys super tight?
We're super tight.
Man.
We're so tight. We're so close. And my sister had 2 little kids, and she brought them. So that was really special.
So it's like our whole family is where we're from.
Yeah.
Like this is just a supercharged, like energetic moment
Supercharged.
for the family.
Correct. And my mom did so much work to make it happen. We all stayed in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a cliff overlooking the water.
God.
We
Jesus.
dived.
Yeah.
We scuba dived.
Of course, you
Big
had
scuba
to.
diving.
Yeah.
And it was just like cobblestone streets. Like it is very old school there. Like they walk cows on the streets to go back home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
Vibe.
almost felt like you not only went back to your origin, but almost back in time, kind of.
I literally went
Yeah.
back in time.
Yeah.
And it was really like we made a lot of connections. Obviously, there was like fights sometimes because you're with family, but
Sure.
it was like cool.
Did you have a sisterhood, the traveling pants, where you were like, there's one guy here who's very hot, but I have to go home, and who am I gonna pick?
Nope. I didn't find anybody that hot because
They're all
So you went
old.
crawling back to your husband. I'll do karaoke now.
I went back to America and I was like, "Do you still want to go on a date?" No, the guys there were like they were like 5'4" or 4'11", like 5
Oh.
feet. There were some hotties.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they're all tiny, and the women are in like house aprons. It's like old school.
Yeah, where you're like, this is almost too Catholic.
But it was so cool. The food was phenomenal. Fresh fish,
Yeah.
cositas, which is like their special dish because all the islands are volcanic,
Yeah.
dead volcanoes. So they all have a like hot springs everywhere, natural hot springs
Fuck yeah.
everywhere. And they have a whole
Damn.
town called Frenas where they have all the restaurants have a plot and they bury, it's almost like a luau, right? Like they bury their this like metal container filled with meats, sausages, fish, and they call it a cosita, and it cooks for like 9 hours in the ground.
Wow.
Because it's hot.
And so they don't have to like.
Nope.
Because often you see they bury coals with it.
They don't do anything.
Is it incredible?
It is incredible. I mean, I've had cosita since I was little because my grandparents lived in Fall River, which is basically little Azores, and they had cositas everywhere. But having it there on a Sunday, on the holy day, and we had rosé and just a cosita is like the size of this table, and then you just sit around it. So it's just like it was, and my mom was
She's
another
just
thing on her
glowing.
list. She was like,
Yeah.
my kids will be set up for success.
And is she the type where she like plans extensively, but when she's there, she can have a good time?
No.
Okay, so she's kind of stressing it the whole time, but in a way
Kinda.
where she's like, I did it, on to the next stressful experience.
Kinda. She's an interesting one. She's like, she'll plan it. She'll have all these things that she wants to do. And when she gets there, it's like this demon is inside of her that's like, we gotta get to the next thing. She's like, and then when it's like when she finally gets to everything on her list for that day, that's
Then
when
she
she's
can
settled.
relax.
Yeah.
There's this thing that happened which was also special about the trip. My wedding, we had this like phrase called commit to the rock, and it all came from
The movie?
Azores. No.
Okay.
No. It all came from the Azores because my mom was in one of those modes where she was trying to get things done. And there's this special sacred garden in the Azores. And it's like quiet, no one talks. There's this lake with like rocks to this other rock and lily pads. And we were walking and she was telling us, she was like, girls, you know, when you want to commit to something, you just got to step on the rock. And this is as she's walking on the rocks. Put your whole foot on it and just commit and don't look back. Just commit to the rock. And as she's doing this, she's like in her jive, her groovy moment, she fucking slips and falls back. Like she falls into the lake, makes the biggest splash. Everyone turns and all she says is, get my phone. And so we like pull her out, we grab her phone, it's soaked.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't believe that happened to me. And I was like, I can. You committed to the rock. You fucking fell.
That is so funny.
Yeah, so it was like,
my
we used it for our wedding and we said it in our vows. And she was like, oh. And like the rest of the trip, her phone was fucking, the photos looked like we were underwater. It was just fog.
Yeah.
That is so precious, though.
Yeah. So that was definitely the trip.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of you've already talked about some tasty food. You're clearly a tasty food gal.
Love.
So we're wondering, what's the tastiest thing you've eaten on a trip?
Ooh. This is tough. 'Cause I never really like seeked out food. Okay. No. I think I got it. Honestly, I would say Ischia in Italy.
Tell me what Ischia is.
Yes. Never heard of it.
Another mom trip.
Wow.
It's funny. I was talking to Sarah Whittle, and you know her husband's from Italy, and we were talking about Ischia, and he said, how did you know this? Apparently, it's where Italians go to vacation, which is another part of my mom. She seeks out places where no tourists will ever be there ever. That's just like her vibe. So Ischia's like this little island off of Italy, and it is so beautiful, and the food is insane. Like whole fish, fresh salads, like the best like mozzarella and tomato and like bread you've ever had. So honestly, everything on that island was the best food I've ever had. But really, because I come from New England, fish is like my number one.
I keep on hearing fish
I
being
know, I hear
mentioned.
fish.
Yes.
Like little
Yeah.
necks and clams and all that, but whole fish. So I would say the best dish I ever had was probably in Ischia. I think we had a whole, whatever their local fish was, with like fresh lemon, and then pizza at night with like limoncello.
God, that's living.
limoncello.
Holy shit.
One shot, you're done. Just you're done.
Yeah.
I think, I was really thinking about this one because I've eaten a lot of interesting food. I've had guinea pig. I've had alpaca.
Oh, so you've been to Peru?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to disconnect my brain from it.
I've heard it's also pretty, like, kind of like greasy
it's
or
greasy.
like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like people, I know they always say it tastes like chicken, but it was like dark meat, like greasy kind of. I couldn't handle it because there were so many guinea pigs everywhere. And
Yes.
people were raising them to like eat.
Yeah, like chickens.
Not
but
pets.
Yeah.
one of my, I forget
Yeah,
who it
it's like
was, but
chickens.
somebody told me they were served a guinea pig in Peru, and it came with like a little like ski hat
Yeah,
on it.
who was that?
Like they had knitted a little hat, and
Yeah.
it wore that. Oh, it was Craig from
McCarthy.
Portland.
Wait,
Yeah,
after
Craig
it was
McCarthy.
gone?
Yeah, it was like like imagine like a roast goose, and they put a little knit hat on it.
I cannot actually handle that.
Yeah,
That is horrendous.
Pretty
That's-
funny. It's kind of like
I
it's
struggled
like-
with that in Peru. Like,
but it's like like if we saw chickens as like like
but with a
pets,
little ski
Yeah.
hat.
with
I
a
know.
little ski hat on it.
I
know.
kind
It's
of
funny.
appreciate the dark
Yeah.
humor because
Yeah.
like I think I think is like my most annoying vegetarian side is like I work at a restaurant that serves a lot of meat.
Oh, you guys are both
Yeah, we're
vegetarian.
we're both
vegetarian.
vegetarian. No,
As
so
I'm like fish.
no,
Yeah.
no. I totally respect
Yes.
anybody who wants to eat meat. I have
Yeah.
no problem with it. I do it for like my own reasons. The only thing that makes me remotely annoyed though is at the restaurant where I work, we serve a whole fish. You get the head, the
Yep.
tail.
Yep.
Somebody sent it back and asked for the head and tail to be cut off because they were like too freaked out by seeing like a whole animal on their plate.
Yeah.
That's what the animal looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also like, if you're going to eat meat,
Yeah.
you should feel like you should accept like
This was
that this is
alive.
what you're
You know,
eating.
you
Yeah.
should accept that this guiny pig had to have a little knit
A cute
hat
little
on
hat.
to keep it warm at night.
Yeah, Amanda, you fucking coward.
I kind of agree with you on that because my sister was a vegetarian forever and she still kind of is, but like I kind of agree with you with that. Like you got to eat the guinea pig with a hat on. 'Cause it's like you decided to order this.
Yeah.
You decided to eat this animal. You're going to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
That's my little soapbox.
I
but
like that.
I thought the hat was so fucking funny.
I
though.
know.
That's like
I
it's
know.
so dark, and I wonder how many hats they go through in a night.
Yeah.
It's really dark
Do they
to
recycle
think
those
about.
hats? Like, do you get to take that hat
They
home?
were probably gorgeous
I mean,
colors.
Craig took it home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peru has the most beautiful knit. Oh my God, when I was
Yes.
there.
It's all alpaca hats, probably.
like bright
Yeah.
reds.
Yeah.
They love bright
Yeah.
reds and pinks.
Rachel's been. I have yet to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
It's
spectacular.
magical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
We
hear.
talk about, I mean, we might talk about that later. Probably not. Garrett and I talk about like really like part of our travel criteria is like our X factor is like, do we think this place is magical or not? Because
Yeah.
there are some places I've been
love that.
that I don't think are very magical,
Yeah.
even though they're cool places.
Yeah.
And then there are some places where you're like, the magic here is very potent.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, you have a question.
Okay,
that's
great.
kind of similar because I like that.
Well, okay, so we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to ask. So it sounded like now, like you used to you travel for scuba, and then food became. So is food now a major part of your traveling?
Yes.
Like because it sounds like your husband. Really into
Yes,
food.
my
Are
husband
you
is
also-
a huge foodie.
Are you driven to go to places like Ischia for the food?
Yes, I definitely am. I will say I'm also driven for wine.
Okay.
I love wine. So our honeymoon was Northern California, and so we both had a drive in it, right? Mine was the wine, like wine country, and there's a lot of amazing food there too. So that was his drive. But I definitely think now I'm like totally changing. But then again, not because he's scuba certified. But food is definitely a big part of it with him involved.
Yes.
Like he'll be like, "Oh, I really want to go here for this restaurant." And I don't think that. I don't look at a map and go, "Oh, let's go here for the restaurant." I don't know what it is. I'm more like the sights or the wine.
Well, and it also feels like you go places that will generally have a high hit percentage food wise. Like you describing Ischia, it almost sounded like any restaurant you went to would be great.
Correct. Yes. Where it's like he has like any trip we've ever gone on, he has specific restaurants.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Restaurants that he's like,
been waiting years to go
Exactly.
to. Yeah.
And that's really fun for me because I'm like,
who doesn't want to eat at a great restaurant?
Have there been any that kind of like blew you away?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On our honeymoon, I think I had the best meal of my life.
Where?
It was in Cambria.
Okay.
Do you know where Cambria is? It's near Hearst Castle.
I love Hearst Castle.
Yeah, we went to Hearst Castle. Hearst Castle was so cool. I love Hearst Castle too. Oh my God. It was in Cambria. We stayed at this little lodge, and it was very special to us because our dog had passed away about a year and a half ago. And this was like the last place we took her. So it was like, we were just sitting there in our lodge, like playing backgammon, just crying.
For your honeymoon, you're like in memory of our dog.
Yeah. But that night we went to this place called the Treasure Box. I want to make sure that's right. It is like the only spot. And it is like the only spot and the spot. There is a line. I want to make sure that I have it right, actually. Yeah. Treasure Box, Cambria. It's like Treasure Box?
Yeah, we want to make sure they get a shout out here.
I don't have internet.
You don't have internet?
Treasure Box, Cambria?
Yeah. Treasure something.
Hold for tech.
Hold for tech. Hold for our researcher.
It's not Sea Chest Oyster Bar?
Sea Chest. Oh my God.
Wow.
Treasure Chest. Thank you.
Sea Chest.
It's called the Sea Chest. Okay? Great. It's very old school. I'm talking old school.
Yeah.
Like they had a little corner where they had games of trivia or what is it? Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
So you can wait for your table. So here's how they have a system. There's a line around the corner every night, which we didn't realize. We got there showing up like 10 minutes before it opened. We were like, oh my God. And what they do is they seat the whole restaurant. And everyone's, there's not a lot of young people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're all like over 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they seat the whole restaurant all at once. And then when those people get 2.5 hours, and then they all go up, and then the next line goes.
Oh my God! Did you make it in the first round?
We made it in the second round, which was actually fine because we got to stay for like 4 hours.
Okay.
Because they only do 2 rounds of seating, and you're not even going to believe me when I say this. It was mainly fish, but there was only 2 guys who ran the entire restaurant cooking wise.
Wow.
Jesus.
And it's not a huge place, but and it's all windows, right? So you can see the sunset.
Yeah.
And they ran it, and it was all fresh fish. Scallops, oysters, lobster tails, all local to Cambria or like up the coast a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was just 2 dudes who have been working there for, they said, over 30 years.
Wow.
And they run the kitchen and they do all the meals and then take the orders at the bar. So we sat at the bar, which was the kitchen, and they only serve wine. And they are the kindest people. And we ate everything. We had like a fancy bottle of champagne that we saved for our whole trip, and we ate everything. We ate like everything, like scallops or whatever, and it was cooked right there. And these guys were so they were so polite and joyful, which is like restaurant industry.
If you want to see people living their dream job, especially when they're making food, like you don't want to watch like the saddest chef alive be like, here's your lobster.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, chef. Just like,
yeah.
And so I think it was that. And also there was this old married couple and we were literal newlyweds.
And you're like, that's going to be us one day.
For some reason they came over and they went, you guys newlyweds? And they gave us like marriage advice. I felt like we lived in this town.
Wow.
So the food was amazing.
Yeah.
And so and he found this spot. I probably would have driven by it and been like, cool, it looks like a sea shack, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, this place is supposed to be. So I'm very lucky that I have him because he's food driven.
Yeah.
So therefore I just get on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that sounds great.
I feel like if you're a couple who travels, it's good to have the researcher.
Yes.
Which is Garrett. And then the person who's just excited to do whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I researched the other things.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
this leads me to the next question. You
Yeah.
said you like the sites, right? What tourist attraction have you visited that has lived up to the hype? You know, they all have these huge. You know, like we know the Mona Lisa, we know the Eiffel Tower, we know the.
Mona Lisa.
It
keeps getting food dropped
I know,
on it.
soup.
My God,
I
I saw
know.
the soup thing.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa's starting to look a lot like me.
Covered in soup.
Covered
Yeah.
in soup.
Rachel's
She
a very
can't
messy
get it into
eater.
her mouth.
Yeah.
This is a hard question because I would say I haven't gone to like the bigs. I haven't been to the Eiffel Tower or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did go to Machu Picchu.
That's
Here's the
pretty
thing.
sick. Yeah.
The town before Aguas Calientes, it wasn't magic. It was very touristy, and I felt very overwhelmed by it. I was like, ugh. And Machu Picchu was obviously stunning, of course, like magnificent in Peru. But I remember not feeling the magic. It's just so many tourists, so many people.
Yeah.
But what was really cool that lived up to the hype for me, because I didn't know about it until I started really researching Peru, was the mountain next to it, Huayna Picchu. It's like the tall mountain that you can see Machu Picchu from the top. It's very small.
My sister and I, so we did a 10-day hike. We hiked the Salcante Trail. Wow. And then we ended at Machu Picchu, and it's like we had the option of seeing like the we could either pick the Temple of the Moon or the Moon Temple or the mountain. And we were like, well, we'll pick the mountain. But we were so fucking tired. And it was
my God.
so windy at the top that we like thought we were going to die because we were just exhausted.
That mountain was very hard to climb. And I did not do anything that you did before because of the elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much higher than Machu Picchu. And you're holding on to like weird rails that aren't really there.
Oh, it's
Ropes.
one of those types.
Yeah. As like tourists are going up and down and like one could tumble and take like 10 people with them is what it feels like.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I will say that I was like, wow. And of course, when I got to Machu Picchu, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. But on a smaller scale, honestly, I went to Niagara Falls and I was like, damn, this is awesome. I was like, this is so cool.
I've never been. I
haven't either. I think that's
You can't get too close. You just get wet.
Yeah.
I think that does speak to something though that I hadn't really considered before about a tourist attraction, which is like it's all in the foreplay, right? Because like my sister and I, like we had been out in nature for like forever, and we didn't hit Agua Calientes until after Machu Picchu. So we got to Machu Picchu before the like buses came, and we see like alpacas sunning themselves in the like sunrise.
amazing.
We're like, awesome, this is incredible, and we've been learning about the history the whole time. So like seeing it, we're like, this is. I also ancient stuff really gets me personally because I'm like, how did they do this? Like, the big mysteries.
Yep.
But if I had gone through Agua Calientes and then just ended up at Machu Picchu, I would have been like, all right,
Yeah, because that's so funny. It is in the foreplay because another part is that we stayed in Oye Tutambo. I'm not saying it correctly because I remember saying it and a Peruvian was like, no. Oye Tutambo is this little town that is before Aguas Calientes. Another part of our trip, I went with my best friend at the time. That town we were obsessed with. It had a vegan restaurant, which is so weird. We were in love with it. It had its own ancient ruins. We stayed at a place called Casa de Wow. The guy's name was Wow, and he was Quechuan.
wow.
And he was, exactly.
That was right.
And he was so cool. And we learned so much about the history of that town. There were women weaving baskets. It was very like small town.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I'm seeing true Peru,
Correct.
not like commercialized.
So then when we got to Aguas Calientes, we were like, we want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like there's like really great secondary like archaeological sites, usually in like around a place like Machu Picchu or whatever, or the pyramids. Like those are the ones that nobody's there. You have it to yourself.
Yes.
It's like beautiful and just as old.
Just as old.
It may not be like there's a reason like Machu Picchu is like known around the world.
Yeah.
But there's still like. It's still like an incredible experience to be in a space that old.
Yeah, I really think it's timing. It's the foreplay of it. And it's who you're with. And it's like how you're feeling like in that moment. Do you know what I mean? Like if you feel good. So to me, tourist attraction, it could be like a Machu Picchu could be like, whoa. And for me, it was whoa, but it was filled with all these other things.
Yeah, well, and that's so interesting too, because it's like, it's almost, I wonder if it's worthwhile then to go somewhere twice, because it's like, it's a new experience every time because you're in a totally different state of mind.
I think it is. I actually, not taking a, page from my mom's book, I actually think doing things again and doing less on a trip is how I want to travel. And that's also how my husband wants to travel. Like we don't try to push to go see it all. Because I really think you lose the magic that you've can build
in the rush. Like,
yes,
kind of like going back to your mom, like feeling like she needs to cross everything off her list before she can enjoy it.
Correct.
And
then you're like not present, sitting and having coffee, which is some of my favorite parts of a trip.
Yeah.
Same.
And it's also like, that's how I live my daily life, is running from one thing to the next. So if it's like a vacation, ideally, I'm like, I think that's one of the great things is being able to sit in the present moment.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll have like one or two things a day, like a sight to see and a food to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's pretty much us. It's like a food and like one place I want to check out.
Yeah.
And that is so nice because I will say, growing up in my family, I never thought that's how you could travel. Truly, like,
Yeah,
even
where
my older
like,
sister's like, we're going to do it all.
Yeah, so you're like getting ready to travel and it's not a vacation because you're about to get the shit beat out of you because you are.
Exactly. And when I go home and visit home, I get the shit beat out of me. And it's just Massachusetts, but it's like, we're going here, we're going here, we're going here. And also your old teacher wanted to say hi to you. And I'm like, why?
Oh my gosh.
Why?
This is off track, but my dad is the king of you're in town. I'm going to get all of like the most random people from your life from 10 years ago to come and say hi to you.
Why?
I don't know why he does that.
You know
but
why?
He loves it.
They must ask him about you.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe.
And my dad's just like, he's very much like, he's lived in the same place his whole life. He's very much a connector.
Same. That's my dad.
So he's just like, come on over. Rachel's in town.
Rachel's here. You should see her. She's grown up.
Yeah, honestly, it's what it feels like.
I can't handle it.
It's very sweet, but I'm not going to talk about
that's for
any
your second
particulars.
podcast.
Yes.
Here's the goss on the Van Ness family. Okay. Oh, pardon me.
Is it your dad?
No,
It's
Modesto, but it's absolutely spam.
That would be crazy if it was your dad.
That would be nuts.
I heard you.
My ears were burning. Okay, so Amanda, what has been your talking a lot about scuba diving?
Yeah, scuba.
What has been your biggest fish out of water moment?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely have one. In fact, it's one I don't talk about because it's like still embarrassing to this day. I know fish out of water. So I was like thinking about that. I was like, something where I feel like I don't belong, right?
Yeah.
Okay, quick backstory is in college, all my friends went a semester abroad. And I didn't want to go because I was in a theater program and I was like addicted to it. And I was
you're
like, I gotta
theater
stay.
is my life.
Yeah. Big regret. Always go a semester abroad. So I didn't go a semester abroad, and then I felt the bug, like the travel, like I gotta do something wild. I had broken up with my boyfriend. I was feeling like I need to go. And so I decided the best thing to do is to go to Bolivia for an entire summer for like 3 months.
Whoa.
Bolivia. It was a very third world country. Very cool.
Yeah, that's like a wild, like, I will go there of all places.
Yeah.
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 What made you choose Bolivia?
Because I actually really wanted to work in this cool animal refuge.
Oh, cool.
Don't remember how I found it, but
Yeah, yeah.
that was what was
enough.
drawing
Yeah,
me. It was
cool.
like near La Paz
Yeah.
in Bolivia,
I wanna go to La Paz. It
in
sounds-
tropical,
It looks
in
cool.
tropical, like wild. And so it was to take care of monkeys and big cats, like big cats and tejones and turtles and all these like wild, cool animals that they were rescuing, because in Bolivia there's like weird animal circuses.
Oh,
This was obviously when I was like 9 or 20 when this happened. So I don't, hopefully it's not happening, but they would steal animals from the wild and put them in like circuses or have them as pets. And then they attack you, obviously, because they're wild animals.
Wild,
Yeah.
So this refuge was doing something really cool. So I was like, I will go. Yes. And I will I will just go and be this traveler. And then my little sister was like, I want to go too. Because she was working for the Humane Society. And she was like, I want to go. And I remember being like,
This
okay,
is my girl moment.
This is my trip. My mom was like, your sister will go with you. And I was like, okay, not going to question that. I'm glad she went with me. But I don't know why we decided to bring big rolling suitcases. We had big rolling suitcases. We had everything. We had like the mosquito tents. We had the water bottle that changes the water because the water was bad everywhere.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had it all, except for we had rolling suitcases.
Yep.
It wasn't until I went to Peru later that I got a actually cool backpack. We showed up to this refuge off the bus, which was the worst time of my life, because the bus driver was like driving on cliffs, and I swear to God, he was asleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they played horror movies in
Yeah.
English with no headphones, just out on the bus. I watched the same horror movie twice.
What was it?
Amusement Park.
I haven't
I've
seen
never-
that.
Don't. It's awful. It's about a clown that chases a family. Don't.
It's to distract you from the cliffs that you're
No,
like,
I was
just
very scared. And I'm
very
glad I had my
barely
little
skirting.
sister.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to look
There was
but
nowhere to
into
look.
her eyes.
Yeah.
And there was like a bus crashed on the side. and
Oh, I
was
know.
Like,
Yeah.
so we show up to
God.
this refuge, and I'm talking, these people who are working are all Australian. They've all seen it all. They've all jumped off a waterfall, mate. Yeah. They're all like hard ass.
Yeah.
And me and my little sister come out of the bus with our rolling suitcases on dirt. There's
Yeah.
no paved roads.
So they're like bouncing around everywhere as
Yeah.
you're like trying
And,
to
like,
lug
the
it along.
pulling them so hard, and all
Yeah.
these little monkeys are everywhere. Like, listen, new people. And these people come out and they're like, mate, why do you have a rolling suitcase? You're never going to last here, mate.
Yeah.
And it was really, we were fish out of water that
Yeah.
whole trip.
Did you stay the full 3 months?
We actually left the refuge early because I got attacked by an animal.
What
Animal?
Tejon.
What is
A
it?
tejon is like a terrifying raccoon looking.
Oh.
It's Kawadi in English,
Okay.
but it's tejon. It's
Wow, they look kind of like a honey badger.
yeah, they look like a honey badger
Oh.
with massive fangs.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got attacked?
Yeah, right here.
yeah.
I got 9 stitches.
Oh, my God.
It basically I was taking care of them. I took care of 10 tejons. And the others were really sweet. They climb up you and they cuddle. But this one was really abused, like as a little one. And what our job was to do is to help them find food in the wild and get used to the wild again and like mate in the wild. And this one didn't want me to clean its home. But I was like fucking 20 years old. I don't literally fish out of water. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
They should have never had me there. I paid to be there. They didn't
Yeah.
pay me.
Yeah.
So I'm there. My little sister got the monkeys, so she's having a blast. They're washing their own dishes. They're literally cleaning. They're making their own beds. The monkeys are doing everything themselves. They're genius. And these tejons are like, "Who are you?" And this one just grabs my neck and chomps and rips a hole from like here to here in my arm.
Just for listeners, that's Amanda's like whole top of her shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And all I remember is reaching behind me, grabbing the back of its neck and ripping it off me, which they told us not to do, but I'm like, I'm not going to let it chew
Yeah, it
into
is.
my...
He was chomping into you, so
He was
you pulled
going.
him
I pulled him off. So it tore everything.
Yeah.
And then I had to walk down a very large mountain to get down to the bottom, which the only thing there was one vet who didn't speak English, which was great because I was speaking full Spanish at this time, and which was really great for my Spanish. I was like talking Spanish the whole time. And so when I got there, the two fucking Australian girls who smoked cigarettes and were like, worked with the big cats. Yeah, mate. Like they were like badass. They fainted when they saw me.
Oh my God.
Whoa. And then I was like, huh? And I was covered in blood.
Oh my God.
I got 9 stitches. I had to take these crazy pills. Then my sister got extremely sick, like food poisoning. So we had to go.
Yeah.
We had to go. We went
you
to
had to
Bolivia.
you had to roll your suitcases
Went
on out
back
of there.
on the bus. I forget what they were playing, but something terrible.
Yeah.
And so we left the refuge, but we were still in Bolivia. Like we were still in the jungle and then partly the city. But yeah, that whole trip.
One of those
do you
trips
look-
where you're like, it was hard, but
Yeah,
I learned a lot about
Very
myself.
Do you
glad
look
I
back at
went.
it? Yeah.
Yes, I learned a lot about myself. I was a very anxious person because I
Yeah.
remember my sister was kind of wild and fun, and and this is still a regret, but I'm trying to forgive myself. She wanted to go to the Amazon. She wanted to see the pink dolphins. These like 2 Irish dudes were going, and I was like, nope,
Yeah.
we're not going.
Yeah.
We can't
I know,
go,
yeah.
like, because I got bit, and no, and I just wanted to be safe, and I was just a very anxious person, and I did this trip to try to prove that I wasn't an anxious person, and then, I mean, I did learn that also I'm a fucking badass, and I handled my shit
Yeah.
when it got really bad, and when
Yeah.
my sister was really sick, she was sick for like 6 days, bedridden.
Yeah.
And there was
That's
no,
scary.
there's no,
Yeah.
there was
There's
nothing, nothing. I couldn't even get to a phone.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a cafe, but you had to take a bus. And so that scared me enough to be scared.
Yeah.
It really scared me. I
Yeah.
think that trip showed me like, I am not like, because I've been with my mom and she's
Yeah.
a fucking badass. And
Yeah.
she's always like, we'll figure it out. And I was like, whoa, I need a lot of lessons.
Yeah. But you did
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very fish out of water that
Yeah.
whole trip.
And I also think it's okay to be like, I'm actually not a high adrenaline person.
I am not. I love the water. Like I love swimming constantly and doing scuba. But
Danny's digging into the carpet.
but I'm not a high adrenaline person. And my little
Yeah.
sister is and my mom is. And I tried to be like that. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I totally get what that's like because my mom and sister are both more of the adventurous people in our family. And it's hard to feel like you are the black sheep or are not as brave or as fun.
The tame sheep.
The tame sheep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like it is a lifelong journey to accept, like, look, I like it's not that I don't like adventure, but it's that I have a
Correct.
different idea of like what an enjoyable adventure
Well,
is.
what is,
Yes.
I don't know. When I think of adrenaline travel, I think of like the extreme, like zip lining.
Zip lining,
and
which I do
you know,
like.
Which I would do that. Yeah.
but like, or bungee jumping. And that's not
No.
why I travel. Like, cause like when I go to places, I don't know, I don't get a lot of adrenaline, it's happened
Yeah.
where I've gotten adrenaline in some places that are like a little
Yeah.
rougher, but it's not like adrenaline filled. It's just like an adventure. It's like
I
out of my
agree.
comfort zone.
And I think a lot of,
Like-
and I think that was always how you needed to try. I basically had to relearn how to travel. And here's the thing: my mom and sister, they don't do it wrong. They have a great
Yeah.
time,
Mm-hmm.
but
They don't.
they also battle
Yeah.
the have to do something wild and push myself every day. It's like I
Yeah.
am pushing myself in my life all the time. My work,
Yeah.
I am going out of my comfort zone. I am doing adrenaline shit
Yeah.
every day for my job. I mean, we go on stage like
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't need to bungee jump.
Yeah, you
I'm
go
going
out
on
there and
stage to
you-
people who don't care.
With no script.
Like I don't need to bungee jump. Do
Yeah.
improv, honey.
Yeah, I know.
But it's also just like that. And what's great is Garde, my husband, loves a little bit of adrenaline and fun, but is also has no issue being like, nope, And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
How do you do that?
That's freedom for you to just say no.
Yeah. And like that doesn't make you lame. It's actually just like being in your power to be like, actually, I don't like that.
Right. Correct.
So hard.
That's Bolivia for me. Fish
So-
out of water.
Now I want to jump to the opposite.
Yeah.
So is there in any of your travels, is there like a moment that was just perfect? That was just like you would jump back into that moment anytime. It's just like a perfect moment that like, you just I don't know. You stood
wish
there.
you could go live in there.
You could go live in there for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. There is a moment that is definitely like that cuddly moment when you think about it. I was really young. I think I was like 7 or something. And my mom's friend worked at the Grand Wailea in Maui,
Okay.
which is like a really very nice hotel, and got us like some crazy weird discount where our entire family shared one hotel room. And my mom would go diving in the morning, and my
Yeah.
dad would like take us out to the pool. They had a pool with like this crazy cool slide.
Yeah.
And me and my sister will still send each other pictures of this slide. And now it's probably like fits my whole body.
Yeah.
Right? I'd probably go on the slide and be like, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
It's called George's Slide. And it was, and I remember being obsessed with it. It's at the Grand Wailea, which we are so obsessed with Wailea. I've only been 3 times, but my niece is named Wailea. That's how much my older sister was so taken aback by that place. This slide is just like, it's straight up for kids. Like it's
Okay, where Rachel's showing us a picture. Oh yeah,
There it is.
Oh, that's
There it
cool.
Yep. So it basically was like a theme park
Yeah,
on the gorgeous Wailea Ocean.
yeah.
And this slide I was on it for hours. I went on it 1,000 times a day. And what's great is it has this swim up bar, but when you're a kid, swim up bar meant swim up like Shirley Temple, like yum. And so you'd go down this like cool little path in the water, you'd swim, and there was like fake jungle, and then which is so crazy because we're on the ocean. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm like 7, and then I go up to the swim up bar, and you get a Shirley Temple, and you meet your sisters, and you're like, hey man, it's like, I'll meet you on the slide. And then you go on George's Slide, and you're like, yeah. It's just enough adrenaline to be like, I did it.
Yeah, and there's like a freedom. It's probably like your first time with like this freedom too of like
your mom is somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else.
Also,
You've
just
got-
unlimited soda bar is
I
like
know.
in and of itself so exciting, and combine that with like, to me, childhood is just feeling like sun on your skin all the time.
Yes.
You know, and being like a little sweaty, and then the soda's like so cold, and when you're
So
biting into
cold?
the cherry, it's got the fizziness of the drink.
yeah.
It's just
Yes,
so good.
everything that's so true. Sun on your skin. That's literally what I think about. Like sun on your skin, always in your bathing suit.
Yes.
I would have like a nose plug with a necklace. You remember those necklaces with a nose plug attached?
No.
Okay. When I was like young, I would like, so I didn't have to plug my nose all the time.
Yeah.
I would have a necklace with a nose plug. So I'd have a nose plug necklace.
Did you feel cool with this?
Oh yeah.
Or-
I was like, I'm a swimmer. Even though I looked like a nerd. But here's the thing. I was also like 6 feet, super tan, like bikini with a fucking nose plug. Like I felt so cool. I was like, dude, see you on the slide. Like, I'll see you.
Yeah,
Like
you
it was just
roll up to the bar. Well, another Shirley Temple, room 203.
another Shirley Temple. Put
charge
it
to
on
the
my
room.
tab,
Yeah.
bud. That's my time when I look back. And it's like cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Wailea was just like just pure comfort.
Yeah.
And I had braces. Like I was just living it up.
Damn.
Yeah.
You'll spend your whole life trying to get back.
I
Trying to get
know.
back to that. Like I'm like, how do I look at it? I look at prices now and I'm like, not a chance.
I know.
Even back then, my mom would pack power bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lunch was never lunch. We would
Yeah.
eat power bars.
Yep.
And we would get some soda and then have like a dinner, but that was it.
Yeah.
And we'd all share a room.
Yep.
Yeah. But when you're a kid and you're that busy, you're just like overbooked for that day going on the slide. Like you kind of forget you're hungry too.
Yeah.
You know?
You like don't eat.
And like you're just going back to the room to crash. You don't need much from the room.
Oh
you don't,
no, we were never in the room.
Oh man,
that's like
I love it.
That's great.
That's such an image.
George's slide.
So, is there a local custom you've observed while traveling that you've implemented or wish you'd implemented in your daily life? So, for example, we like to do cafe und Kuchen.
Yes.
Which is just like sometimes in the afternoon we'll be like, ooh, we're going to have a sweet pastry and a coffee.
Yeah,
I
from
love
our,
that.
Trips to Germany, we picked.
I love that. That's so cute. This one was hard because it's really hard. I mean, I think naturally cheese for dessert, cheese plate for dessert.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't even know who started that custom. France?
I don't know. Yeah. That's
so
a
are
good
you
question.
not a sweets girl?
Not really.
You got it all out of your system with those Shirley Temple.
No, I'm so weird. I actually love Arabic desserts. Like I love
like honey.
Like I love honey. I love cardamom.
Yeah.
I love rose.
Yep.
Oh,
I
so you're a
love
floral gal.
I love floral. Yeah, when we did Eat It or Eat It, and we did India, I was like, I got like rose, cardamom, pistachio.
Yeah. That was really good.
I love lavender ice cream. Like a lot of people, I also think I have like old lady taste. Like I love lemon bars.
Yeah.
And creme brulee.
The taste of any smell that you would put in your dresser to make the clothes smell
yes,
better.
lemon
Like those
and lavender
potpourri.
and rose. Wow. Yep. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. Your dessert palette is potpourri.
Yeah. But I will say when I first got together with my husband, he has a lot of like customs, and one for him was tea sandwiches. He loves tea sandwiches. It's like either a baguette or like a little slice of bread and then cheese and a little bit of meat, and they would have that before bed with milk, and I'm like, we can't do this. I literally will never leave the apartment. We cannot do this. But that's like a little thing for him, like tea sandwiches before bed. It's like a little.
So does he still do it?
He kind of stopped a little bit, but like we'll do it when we're on vacation.
Yeah.
That's cute.
He loves milk. I mean, the man drinks milk.
Really?
Straight up.
It's so wild to
Straight
me
up.
when somebody's a big milk person.
Straight up. He loves milk. I called him Dairy Queen in the beginning of our relationship because he loves. I mean, he's Belarusian, sour cream,
Yeah.
milk,
Yeah.
white, just like potatoes. Like
yeah.
he loves milk.
I mean, that's Rachel's
Mostly
palate,
speaking
except-
my language.
Yeah, except for the
Really?
milk,
I don't chug
but-
milk all the time, but like my
That's okay.
dad does though. He grew up on a dairy, so they were drinking milk like straight from the cow.
That's
and he's
Garde's
still,
dream.
Yeah. He still drink like my dad will still have a giant glass of milk for lunch. I'm like, Dad, this is like not
Garde too.
good for you.
No, literally, it's like before bed. It like puts
like
you
his
right
dessert.
to bed. Correct.
Yeah.
But Rachel, like if she could eat potatoes and sour cream every day, she would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
I mean, that's
because
right.
my
Yeah.
family's Dutch, so it's like cheese,
Right.
Yeah.
potato, cream.
Is it pickled things too? No.
Not
for
really.
not for
no.
the Dutch. No.
No.
But yeah, Belarus.
I haven't had a lot of Dutch food.
It's because it's not, I think, a particularly exciting cuisine. But like frites, are
Yeah.
big. So
Frites? Yeah.
we'll find every way to cook a potato.
Yes.
And it will be good.
I did have something Dutch. My whole life, my mom had big wooden Dutch slippers.
Yes.
Outside
really?
our door.
Yeah.
They were
Wow.
yellow with like this orange circle sun. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Well, because the Dutch and Portuguese, like, that was a big connection.
and
Yeah.
we had, growing up, since we had 4 girls, we had a lot of, I don't even want to call them au pairs. They were just like 19-year-olds from Germany. One was Dutch, one was from Germany, 2 were from Norway. At random times would live with us and take care of us.
Whoa,
So I
okay.
grew up with a lot of German. I grew up with a German, her name was Nicole. We still talk on Facebook. And
Cute.
2 sisters from Norway who would just like crash my mom's car and make shepherd's pie and like, and I can't remember if those came from them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
forever
interesting.
we just always had them.
yeah.
It's like the only Dutch thing
That's the main Dutch thing people know.
Yeah, the
also,
shoes,
they're like
yeah.
shoes and windmills. But I would say also the cuisine is like chocolate
Yeah.
and salty. Like the salted
Licorice.
black
Did you like
licorice
Rolos
is a big
ever?
deal.
Did you ever have Rolos?
I've had them. They're fine. To me.
Okay, chocolate. Okay, we'd have a lot of Rolos from Nicole Huber.
But Rolos are from here. I mean, I grew up eating Rolos.
I don't
pretty
know.
regularly. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
chocolate.
Are
Okay.
you are
Okay.
you ready for the lightning round?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, great. Nothing I have to look
Oh
at.
wait. Yeah. No.
Lightning round.
Yep.
Yep.
We didn't tell you about this.
You guys are crazy.
We
you guys are
crazy.
agents.
This is where the interrogation gets a little harder.
This is light. Oh, okay. So we're past the light phase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, and now we're into the lightning
Yes.
Garrett, do you want to start?
Sure. Okay. Amanda, first thing that first answer.
Okay.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
City or country?
City.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Yeah.
History or scene? It's like archaeological or the club?
Or like the what's going on?
The
in it.
music
Yeah.
scene
Or
or like-
just like the life.
Archaeological.
Okay. Then clubs or cafes?
Cafe.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Fancy or casual?
Ooh. Fancy.
Ooh, fast or slow?
Fast.
Dogs or cats or cows or monkeys?
Dogs.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, those
All
are
right.
good questions.
All right, we're going to tabulate these results and take a second to come up with our dream trip for you.
Oh my God, I'm
Are you
so excited. And you guys are going to pay.
Yeah, we got to. Okay, well, we'll be right back. And we're back. Rachel and I have stepped away. We've developed a couple of trips. I think there's at least one cool trip here.
Ooh, I'm really excited.
We'll see.
Jesus
We'll see if
Christ.
there's two.
Oh my God. Whoa, really? Wow.
Well, I don't know. It could be
Secret.
Rachel's is the one cool trip. I don't.
You guys are really our agents.
I've been failing a lot at this lately.
Well, don't say that.
I know.
Because I work for the agency and I'm trying to get you back
What?
in there.
What? You were an agent the whole time?
Yeah, I know the CEO.
What's your secret
I met him
agent
scuba
name?
diving.
Oh, shit.
Agent Barracuda.
Barracuda.
Wow. You can tell she's in the scuba diving department.
Yeah, I know. Here we are
Yeah,
with her.
we see a lot of coral reef in my day. No, but I'm ready.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Rachel, you ready to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll try.
Rachel will go.
I'll go. Okay. So, Agent Barracuda. I have planned an incredible trip for you.
Oh my God.
Bear with me. I am going to send you for 2 weeks
Thank you.
with your sisters or your husband, whoever you
Ooh.
want to bring,
Ooh.
but you might want to bring your husband because it is a food town.
Okay.
I'm going to send you to Busan, South Korea.
Whoa. Never heard of this in my life.
You've maybe heard of the horror movie Train to Busan,
Nope.
but I assure you, this train will be very Busasum.
Oh, Busasum.
That is,
Yeah.
Rachel's been pitching that as a slogan for this city for a while
And
now.
have they signed on?
I've been trying to transfer over to their tourism department.
Well, hear me
They
out.
won't-
Busasum.
Busasum. So, Busan is the second largest city in South Korea.
Oh my God.
And it is tropical. There's a lot of scuba diving to do, which is very,
Ooh.
very cool. So you will be able to use your cert there.
Thank you.
But there's a lot more going on than just that. For an archaeological and historical gal, you might really enjoy visiting their very incredible and ancient sea temples.
Wait, what?
super cool. They basically look like
Busan.
I'm like comparing it to you were just in Huntington.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go into the Chinese garden, how there are like all those beautiful. It's like that, but like on a sea cliff.
Wait, that's incredible.
It's incredible. So they're so
I don't
beautiful.
think you're gonna do better than this, Garrett.
They're so
No.
beautiful. And also it is a well-known food paradise. So they have this I'm going to be biffing it hard for a second in
Biff
a
it
lot
up.
of pronunciations. I should mention there is a Biff Square.
What?
BIFF Square.
You really should work for them.
I'm trying hard. This is like where all of the city life goes on. And so there's like, there's this little picture. It like looks like a lot of cool neon
Wait, let me see.
pathway.
Wait, oh my God, that's actually sick.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So you can feel like you're in Tron at moments, and then you're at this like archaeological site, like
I'm
the
totally
sea temples
bringing
and
my
others.
husband.
It'll be very cool. And so
Busan.
there is the Jagolachi Fish Market,
I need
which
to write this down.
I will take you on a tour of. So it is this like world-renowned fish market, and they also have a Jagalchi food and drink festival.
Whoa.
And what's really cool is what they're known for is making a raw fish bibimbap. And at the end of the festival, everybody shares their bibimbap with each other.
What?
Which is
like their
super cute.
recipe or what they're eating?
I think
they're
what they've made. Yeah. So I know that feeling integrated into the culture is really important to you. So at this festival, you'll have the opportunity to actually feel like you're a part of the culture, which is
this
very
is
cool.
amazing.
You're so welcome. And
Holy shit.
as a wine girl,
Yes.
you'll also be excited to hear that there is a traditional and regional wine here. And I will try to pronounce it. It is the Gyumjeong Sanseong Makioli.
Okay.
It
Sounds
is-
like a blend.
Yes. It comes from a fortress of the same name. It's described as having a pleasant sharpness inside your mouth. And it is known...
Nothing better than that.
It is, well, buckle up, because it's known for its thick and sour taste.
Wow.
Which I know is probably what you're looking for in a wine. You only have to try it once. But you do have to try it because it is one of their
Thick and
cultural
sour
foods.
and lightly sharp. Get me on that train.
Like I said, a pleasant sharpness inside your mouth. So I'll send you in May to June, which is when it's peak beach season. So it's warm and sunny.
My favorite time.
Yep, you'll have a place
That's
on
my
the
wedding
beach.
anniversary, so I'm down.
Wow, there you go.
Wow, you're killing it. Like seriously, I'm gonna look this up and go. Maybe
You should. I haven't really looked into Busan much either.
I
was
really should.
originally going to send you to Okinawa for kind of like a similar vibe, but
Oh.
honestly, I think you got to go to Busan. So you've got, the archaeological sites, the culture, the nightlife, like where it's like fun to walk around, where it's kind of like warm at night.
Oh,
you know?
I love that.
So you're walking around the night market, enjoying that. So anyway,
Wow.
that is the trip I have planned for you. And I'm not going to
Killed
have
it.
you bopping around to different cities because I want you just to stay in Busan and fully enjoy all of this city has to offer.
You really know me.
Yep. So enjoy.
I'm not going to bring any sisters. This is a husband trip.
Okay.
Yeah. Enjoy. Have a Busawesome time.
I boost awesome. Can't wait.
All right, let's get Boos off this.
That was
And-
amazing, actually. Garrett, what do you have?
I
for
know.
me?
Okay. Amanda,
Yes.
I want to send you and Garde
Yes.
for 2 weeks. We always do 2 weeks.
We
I don't
kinda-
know.
we
kind
kinda
of always
stick
do.
to 2
I
weeks,
love
yeah.
2 weeks.
2
I love
weeks,
2
I think,
weeks.
is a good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good. I mean, I love longer
Days
but-
for travel.
Yeah,
We're pitching trips, not life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are trips. 2 weeks
Yeah.
is great.
yeah. I'm going to send you for 2 weeks to Crete. And
Crete.
yes.
Wait. Greece?
Yes,
Where's-
it's in Greece. I've been here. I went here a long time ago. It was so I'm going to send you around to do some of the stuff that I did plus more. So I'm going to send you the end of the season. So
do I get this like printed out?
Yeah, we should. We do a little transcript.
Yeah, itinerary.
I'm going to send you like a late October.
Ooh.
Because or was it November? I can't remember when I was there. I think it was actually November when I was there, but around then, because Southern Crete is the last place where in Europe you can like in that time of year swim and get, it's still warm and so it's still nice, but it's not a travel season, so you have it mostly to yourself.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
I'm gonna you'll start off in the town of Heraclion. So take a look at, there's a little fort there.
Look at those ruins.
Right in the town.
That's stunning.
That's cool.
That
And
water is amazing. I've always wanted to go to Greece. I've never been.
It's pretty fun. It's cool. It's a cool country. And near there.
Cool town.
It's a cool town. A cool little town. Near there is the Temple of Gnosis.
Ooh, Gnosis.
Yes, which is where the Minotaurs.
No sisters are coming on this trip.
Yeah.
No, sis.
No sis.
Yes, this is Yes Bro.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I call my husband.
Yes Bro?
Bro, I call him bro.
Bro? Rachel calls me dude, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I call him dude when I'm pissed.
So you can go to the Temple of Gnosis, which is that area was settled around 7,000 BC.
Whoa.
The temple was built around 19,000 BC. 1900 BC. 1900 BC. And it was, it's where the Minotaurs.
still go there.
You can still go there. It's the Minoan civilization was there.
Wow.
And then we'll have you take. So the way I got around, I took buses, and usually the buses doubled as school buses, so the driver would send a school kid back to pick up the fare, and they'd be so you're on like a bus with a bunch of kids.
Bus?
It's safe bus because there's no real, there are gorges, and so I will send you to the Cortaleotico Gorge. Let me show you a quick picture of this guy.
I should have used more pictures, but that's
I was inspired.
Stunning.
Yeah, so everybody look up.
You can swim.
Yeah, you can swim. It's like one of those you hike up the water.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hiking up water.
Kourtaliotiko for those at home who want to look it up.
Wow.
And then send you on down to the south, where Plakias is where I stayed, but you can anywhere along the southern coast. There's a great Numo resort. It's I believe a Hilton that's supposed to be really beautiful down there.
Oh boy, you're paying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when we have the money for this, when we advance, foods you'll have. So
Fish.
Lots of fish with grilled bread and onion, lemon.
Ugh.
Like whole fish.
Yes.
Olives. Do you like olives?
I do love olives.
I love olives too. Rachel hates it.
Except black olives, which is probably very Greek.
Oh yeah, no, they're Kalamata olives. They're purple. You'll see the olive groves all along the southern coast.
I do love olives.
It's just like
but black olives.
And it's all these beaches. You'll have all these beaches to yourself. It's just you and some locals.
Wow.
Like, there's no other tourists this time of year. You'll be drinking ouzo and raki, which is a grape brandy.
Ooh, I like
grape,
brandy.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I do.
And then you'll also have, they make this sfakia pies, which are like these pancakes with the raki in it, and then the Cretan cheese.
Iraqi. What's Iraqi?
Raki, it's the grape brandy.
It's like, okay, got
Raki.
it. Yum.
And then
Hungry.
they also do these cheese pies with honey and rose water on it.
That would be my dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Cheese. It's like a phyllo
honey and
handmade
rosewater.
pie with honey
wow.
and cheese.
Like baklava is one of my favorite desserts. So
Same. Yeah. So, I mean, you like baklava?
I'm obsessed.
You should go to Greece.
Okay. Wow,
and that's
he's
it.
really,
yeah.
Don't forget about the thick sour wine of Busan.
Thick, slightly sharp, sour
wine. Also, Crete has a lot of local wines there as well. I don't know the
Whoa.
flavor profiles of them, but there's a lot of
I think they're minerally.
minerally.
I think a lot of them are white,
You
minerally.
really know your wines.
I do.
Yeah.
White, minerally, like limestoney, because
Oh.
I feel like there's like some ashy parts of Greece, and so a lot of that offers that kind of like you're tasting a rock on the bottom of like a lake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
could imagine that,
yeah.
it's not bad. It's
No,
delicious, but it's not super tropical. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
the
I love
earthiness.
I love
Yeah.
those flavor profiles that you get that you can't get from like actual food from other foods.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like rare flavor profiles.
Well, in
like
a place that a food or drink that tastes like where it's from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool.
Exactly.
Crete also
Exactly.
has red wines.
Ooh, I love red wine.
Varieties such as Kotsifali,
Ooh.
Mantilari,
Ooh.
Liatico, Sardana, and legendary Romeco.
They sound like a fun group.
Yeah, they sound like a blast.
Yeah.
They sound
Legendary.
like a band.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They've been around 700 BC.
Yeah, I know.
A band. Wow, that band's still going.
Yeah, they're, I mean, you know,
Wow. So Crete and-
or Busan.
I wrote that down. So what's funny is this year I'm going on a mother-daughter trip to Naxos, Greece.
Oh.
But I just called my sister and I was like, when are we going? And she was like, I have no idea. Mom hasn't given me any dates or anything. And I was like, well, Mom gave me the dates in the hotel. So
Yeah.
what are we doing? My mom wants to go on a daughter-mother trip. So
That's cute.
I feel like that's far from Crete, but I
Yeah.
feel like I might end up going towards your area first. But I definitely would go to your area with my husband, Rachel. Mm-hmm. Busan. So yours is Crete.
Yes. So
Wow. These are excellent.
which one
Do I have to
you have
choose?
to choose between us? Because these are the numbers. We have a spreadsheet. We have to report to HR our metrics.
Does this mean is this like who's going to get the job?
I mean, over time.
Cumulatively,
You're-
yeah.
Okay, so I'm not like actually
You're not the
one.
only-
You don't
Yeah.
decide. You're
Yeah.
a drop in the bucket.
I'm a
of who
drop in the
gets
bucket.
The job.
I'm going to be honest. I think it's Busan.
Oh man,
Here's the
I'm
thing.
on a bad streak.
Crete, Greece sounded amazing,
Yeah.
but she ticked off more boxes for me
Yeah.
personally. The sour, sharp wine was like. The thing is, I'm more fascinated with
Sure.
Busan, South Korea.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
still Greece. Obviously, I definitely want to go, but I have like never been to Korea, Asia,
Yeah.
ever. So
It was fun to hear you talk about South America a lot because that's usually where I pitch people a bunch. Because I studied abroad in Chile, and so it always has a soft spot in my heart. And if you want to talk about wine country, Chile.
is
Yeah.
so good. The wines there. My friend stayed there abroad, and then he worked in the Peace Corps, and that's why I went to Peru. Actually, I met him there.
Oh, okay.
But he was obsessed, and I've never been.
Dang. Well, I was like, well, since you've already dabbled in South America, let's do like, keep beach, but do different.
No, yeah, that sounds
Different beach.
amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
Busan.
we should
I
wrap
know.
up, but
Yeah.
also let me just show you a picture because it looks like places I've seen in like Italy or in the Caribbean. So I was like
That's
surprised.
crazy.
And you'll see what I mean.
I have a friend that used to live there, and I never got a chance to go. I
What?
meant to go.
No.
Look at that.
See.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like
the
all
hell?
of the buildings are rainbow colored.
Wait,
like,
that looks like Portugal, Amalfi Coast.
exactly. Yeah.
That's stunning.
It was so pretty. Yeah.
Sorry, Garrett. You're still
fine.
a great person.
I don't feel like I am.
Well, when you get your job, at the agency, you'll feel great.
Yeah, well, this doesn't look like I'm going to get that job now. So.
I thought I was a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of drops that are like your drops lately.
Well,
I took
maybe
an early
Rachel
lead.
will help you when she finally gets the job. Maybe she'll give you some cash.
She'll reach down and bring me up with her.
We'll see.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh,
That
okay.
seems like a lot.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
that's fair.
She
We'll
might send you a check.
I'll buy you coffee sometime. Check in on how you're doing.
That's so
Thanks.
nice.
I'll
All right,
get
well,
you
we should
some-
wrap up. We got to wrap up. And thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
We'll do an outro and plug stuff for you in a little bit. but
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you.
was a great time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo! And that was Amanda Lehan-Canto.
Yep.
That was very fun.
It was a fun one.
I mean, I know I lost. I'm sad I lost, but I still enjoyed the ride.
I know you enjoyed the slide.
I enjoyed the slide into nothingness.
Oh no. No, Amanda's such a treat.
Yeah.
To talk to.
But we should go to Busan sometime.
I know. I actually got myself really hype on
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
I know. Like I said in the episode, I had a friend that used to live there, and I never visited him. I visited him when he was in Japan, but never in Busan.
You blew
And
it.
I regret that. I blew it.
Do you also want to plug Amanda's handle?
So Amanda is on Instagram at Filming Amanda. Check her out there. I don't know if she's even on Twitter X anymore. Is anybody on that anymore? Check her out, Filming Amanda at Filming Amanda on Instagram.
Cool.
Cool.
And we'll see you next season.
See you next season.
Bye.
Bye.